Let's talk about logistics outsourcing, and I'll share a few tips with you based on my experience of over 100 outsourcing projects. Hi, this is Rob O'Byrne from Logistics Bureau, and if you're wondering where I am and why I'm looking a little bit hot and sticky, I've actually been visiting our Ho Chi Minh City office here in Vietnam, and we're just overlooking the Saigon River here. So yes, even when I'm traveling, I never stop thinking about logistics, and I was thinking about this topic over breakfast this morning and thought I'd share a few tips. So I'm just going to make this really quick and give you 3 key tips for logistics outsourcing. So first of all, make sure that you're outsourcing for the right reasons. Make sure that your goals are right. A lot of companies actually try to outsource logistics because they think they're going to save money. Some do through economies of scale and so on, but it's not always the case. Probably a far more logical reason to outsource is to improve service. If logistics is not your core business, not your core capability, then actually outsourcing to a professional logistics company can really help you enhance that service to your customers. So that's certainly a key goal. Another goal can be actually tapping into the expertise of some of these third-party logistics companies, or maybe the systems that they operate. So again, if logistics is really not your core competency, you're going to get access to technology and equipment that perhaps you wouldn't normally be able to invest in. So I think tip number 1 is make sure that you're outsourcing for the right reasons and for the right goals, and that they're realistic. Tip number 2 is probably all about the process and the timing. Some people try to get into outsourcing and they rush the whole process. And what happens is they end up with probably the wrong outsourcing partner and probably the wrong sort of operation because they tried to do it in a rush. And it's probably going to cost them too much as well, more than they expected. So it does take time, and you've got to follow a process. Identify exactly why you're outsourcing, what you want to outsource, what the goals are going to be. Take your time to pick a short list of potential partners who have experience in your industry, perhaps experience with your types of products, and then lead them through an evaluation process where you're sharing lots of detailed information. That's really important because your potential partner has to cost the operation. And so really the value of what they're going to deliver to you is very much based on the data that you provide them. So lots of detail about your operation, the products that you're moving, volumes that you're storing, and orders that you're processing, and that sort of stuff. About timing. To outsource a logistics operation, let's talk about warehousing. Typically, I would allow 3 to 4 months for that process. And I often get people saying to me, we want to do this and we've got a 6-week time frame. It's really far too fast. You've got to take your time doing this to get it right and to pick the right partner. So think at least 3 or 4 months, maybe even 6 months for warehousing, and probably a similar time period for outsourcing transport operations, although you can probably achieve that a little bit quicker. The third tip I want to give you, and I could probably do 20 tips, but the third tip I want to share with you today is all about trust and openness. And that's why it's so important to pick the right logistics partner, because you want to deal with a company that has a good cultural fit, that you feel confident with, and that you can trust, basically. That's what it's all about. Good business relationships these days are about trust. And you need to start sharing information right up front with those shortlisted companies. Don't hide things. Get them to sign confidentiality agreements, whatever you feel comfortable with. But don't hide stuff. I mean, I've seen so many organizations try to outsource and then they push stuff under the carpet. They forget to tell the outsourcing company that they get 10% returns, or that they have customers that are particularly difficult to deal with and need special services. You need to share all of that right up front, because if you don't, it'll come back to bite you later on, because the logistics company will say, hey, you didn't tell us about this level of returns or this particular kitting operation or bundling operation. We have to throw more resources at that. We'll have to charge you more. So you're really not achieving anything by not sharing all of your information up front. So there we go. Look, just a quick few thoughts on logistics outsourcing, and we've covered the goals, taking the right process, and the openness in the whole process as well to achieve the results that you want. Now, do have a look around on our blog. You're probably watching this video on our blog. There's lots more information here about logistics outsourcing. Do have a look around our blog here. There's lots more videos and articles on outsourcing, and I really hope you find something of value there. Thanks for watching.